Breakups are messy, but some are straight up insane. And when it comes to dating across cultures, let's just say things can get even wilder. Today, we're diving into real stories from women who dated both black men and white men. And let's just say, the differences didn't stop at skin tone. From sweet beginnings to shocking endings, these breakups had drama, betrayal, lies, and some jaw-dropping moments you won't believe. So who's more toxic? Who's more loyal? Who took the breakup worse? Let's find out, because these stories, they're not for the weak.
The white man is going to buy you a very special gift for your birthday. The black man is going to disappear and call you after your birthday. The white man is going to be very impressed by your education and your personal accomplishments. The black man is going to be intimidated by your education and your personal accomplishments. The white man is going to raise his kid, take care of his kid, spend quality time with his kid. The black man is going to get you pregnant and abandon you and the kid. The white man wants a relationship that leads to marriage and family. The black man wants a situationship that leads to nothing. The white man is going to date you, propose to you, and then marry you. The black man is going to shack up with you and play house with you. The white man is going to be clear in his communication when it comes to you. The black man is going to mislead you, play head games with you, and then confuse you. And then you ask, what's the difference between dating some black men and the white man? Everything. Stop being loyal to a community of men who are not loyal to you. Explore your options, think outside of the box, and you'll be amazed at the experiences on the other side. Be smart, day smart, choose wisely, Nat Nation. And remember, I told you.
Basically, in that video, he talks about how he's seen more white guys with black women today he's ever seen before. I want to give a little bit of insight. The way that you get treated by a white man is completely different from how you get treated by a black man. White men will actually date you, like take you out on dates, like fancy dinners and stuff. I've noticed that with some black men, they tend to put a little bit less effort into dates. Yo, like come kick back at the crib. Let's ball up in the basement. White men will also take you a lot seriously, a lot quicker. They'll want to tie the knot as opposed to black men. They tend to take their time, and sometimes you could be with a guy for 10 plus years and he won't even propose then. And will also take the load off of you being a partner in the relationship. That's where they'll treat you like a lady and have a little bit less expectations when it comes to financial and just in every which way. Black men, I realize it's really 50-50. Now, I understand that relationships aren't always 50-50, but I will say that I just noticed with white men, they just put a lot more effort. I have the ability to sit more into my feminine energy. This doesn't go for everybody. Every race is going to have some good and some bad. Ladies, if you have never tried it, consider going for it. Love my black brothers, but at the end of the day, homegirl's trying to walk down the aisle one day. Statistically speaking, physically, this is not me. Black men are the least most likely to propose. Again, this is not for everybody because damn, are they sexy. It's all about what you want in your life.
If y'all talk about white men losing their credibility because they date a black woman who is black, they knew that. I'm that. I keeps quiet because a white man that I've talked to or dated ain't never played about me. They've never played about me. Matter of fact, I was with the countryest of countryest white man who you would have never thought would date black women. I'm not playing. Right now, his girlfriend is black. The girlfriend before that was black. I'm black. The one before that was black. It's like he left the white girls alone in his country town once he got to college. What they say, once you go black, you never go. Went out to eat one day in one of the most racist places where I used to go to college. I wasn't paying attention. I was just sitting there minding my business, being cute as I want to be. All I seen is him looking like this. Past me. So I turned around and I said, what's going on? He was like, you know, that guy is watching you as if it's a problem that you and I are here. A black woman with a white man, so I want to see what the problem is. After we were done, we're standing in a car, we're talking, and then he stopped, and then he's looking past me again, and I was like, what's the problem? And he was like, no, sir, is there an issue? Is there an issue? Do we have a problem? In the countryest of country way that white men who are country speaks, right? And I was like, he don't play about me, honey. He don't play about me. And then my ex-boyfriend, the official one that I dated that was white, we don't even talk about him. This story, it's not even real. Like, we're not even gonna act like it was real. His grandma played in his first black girlfriend's face and was talking about you need to date your own kind. When it came to me, I nipped that. I said, don't even let it cross their mind. They wouldn't dare play with me. And he wouldn't allow it. White men that I talk to, they don't play them games. White card taken long time ago. The minute they decided to be with a black girl was gone. They stand behind me while also protecting me. They knew their role. They knew their role. Hey, not too much now.
Present reality, and why they don't have the awareness to understand that maybe those black women that you're speaking to grew up around black men that weren't safe and weren't healthy. Now, does this take away the fact that 400 years ago, her partner's ancestors may have, enslaved her ancestors? No. But what about if she grew up in a household where her black father beat her black mom? Or she had an uncle who was black who assaulted her? Or she witnessed black men around her committing crimes and as a result her family lost out on so many things? What about if her reality and her history as far back as she can recall and her parents can recall and her grandparents can recall, there were also black men causing them harm? Is she supposed to then only date black men even though all of those things have happened and that's part of her history and her reality? Or would you say she should date no one? I just think it doesn't make sense. And you know why I think it doesn't make sense? Because it doesn't make sense. Because if you as a black man think that a black woman is in danger for dating a white man, then you would want to protect her. You wouldn't want to attack her, call her names, and spew out negativity unless you weren't actually trying to protect her and you didn't think she was in danger. In fact, you knew she was happy and you knew she was safe. And you were just bitter and jealous. Which sounds more like the slave masters from 400 years ago. Give it a rest.
Why are all these black men going after white girls? The same reason why all these white men are dating black women. They want to. The only difference is most of the women that are dating white guys are getting all their bills paid or married and not having to deal with baby mama drama. So
the reason why I actually want to get married to a white guy, it's not solely based on the color of the skin. It has so much to do with the ways of living, how they find joy in simple things, their outgoing nature, and how they connect with nature and they are captivated by it and their weirdness and strange, So I get so overwhelmed watching movies and having to witness, white fathers lose themselves playing with their kids, how they can go an extra mile of being crazy just to make their kids happy when playing. So these are just traits that I love in white men, So another thing that I love about white guys is how they are so in love with their dogs and how they just want to make their dogs part of their lives in any way, how they can cuddle with their dogs and how they just want to be around their dogs and how their dogs can relate with them. I love it. To be honest, it's another thing that I love. And another thing that I love is exotic trips that they are taking. White people can take dangerous trips that black people can find to be dangerous, So I love risk, So I feel like I'm gonna be more happier, having to take those risky trips with my husband in future, For example, I can say is, swimming in a waterfall, I do want to try that, just having to jump and swim in a waterfall and having to climb the most dangerous mountain, hike them, It's something that I want to try doing, once getting married to a white guy. And another thing that I love about them, I love how they just love simple things, For example, a white husband can come back from work and if he passes by a garden, he will pick up a small branch of a flower for his wife, and when he gets home, he's gonna be like, "Honey, I got this for you," and he gives it to his wife, and the wife will be like, "Oh my god!" And I love that, and I'm just like that, when it comes to reactions, when it comes to reacting to simple things, So this is just what I love about them. I love their gentleness, how they can just like use their words to soothe you. And how they just go to trips and instead of taking too much content, they are just enjoying the moment. They are in the moment, enjoying the nature. They can just sit and watch the stars and make wishes, So just white guys, not girls, but white guys. So I'm not trying to criticize any black guy. It's just a preference.
I hear about black women who are just focused on This is why I only date white men.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. A lot of women say the way the breakup happened, not just the reason why, felt completely different depending on the guy's background. Some say dating black men brought more passion, more energy, more intensity, and when it ended loud. Meanwhile, others say white men gave more structure, more stability, until suddenly they just went cold. No warning, just done. But here's the twist. Drama doesn't care about race. Because whether it's getting ghosted, cheated on, or dumped over text, the pain hits the same. And some of these stories, you'll hear women say, "I thought I knew him until I didn't." That's the real heartbreak. Realizing the breakup was just the final plot twist in a story you didn't know you were in.
But to be successful and be able to not only make their families look good, of course, but to be able to take care of their future wives and children. The reason I bring that up is because I know those values are not instilled in our Black community. And I think it's so important when you're dating as women, date people that were raised and understand those values of, hey, I need to be a man and make sure that my woman never has to want or need for anything. My kids never have to want or need for anything. Okay, you gotta stop dating with this idea of we need to fix Black men. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what color the fuck a man is, purple, polka dotted, green, striped, that man is never gonna date a woman that he thinks he has to fix or save. No man will ever do that. So as women, we need to get that fucking mentality out of our head. And you know, most of like the guys I go out with, I've never had to pay for a date. And even especially white guys, and as I would say guys from Middle Eastern cultures too, they know, hey, when I get married, I'm going to have to pay the bills. I'm going to have to, you know, pull the weight of providing financially for this family. So that way my wife, my kids never are in a position where, you know, it makes me look bad as a man. Like my family is not taken care of. So you need to stop with this idea of, oh, well, I can't date as a Black woman because no Black men want me. No, you need to go where you're wanted. Let me tell you, there are plenty of white men that will give you red carpet treatment, but you need to expand your horizons, okay? Expand. Date for values and stop dating to create some sort of fairy tale image to prove something to society, okay? You're the only one that's gonna lose if you date this way.
I only date white men. Yeah, for my interest, those who know me, I always tell my friends, like, I don't like Black men because of some reasons.
What are those reasons?
I like that culture, that different culture about those white men. They have something special with them. Like in terms of relationship, you know that there's small things us ladies want. Okay, ladies like me want. These men are always straightforward with love.
The white men.
Yes, the white men are straightforward with love. If he doesn't like you, he will tell you he doesn't like you. If he's just using you, at least from day one, you will know he was using you. Yes, and you go for it knowing that you're going for what you know. But
Be used.
yes, but a Black man, he will let you, okay, maybe want to use you, but he won't tell you directly. He'll first use you, then later he will tell you by actions. He won't even say it. By actions. He won't reply your messages. All that.
He'll just ghost you.
Yeah, he'll just ghost you. That's the right word.
And how many times have you been ghosted by a Black man?
Since I've grown up from here, Uganda, obviously from high school, from my experience, my first man was a Black man because I'm African, I'm Ugandan. If I say I don't date Black men, it doesn't mean I don't like, oh, I'm a racist. It simply means I'm not interested.
Preference.
Yes, preference. Because I've tested left and right, and I think I prefer right.
I love interracial relationships, but what I love most is when the guy is white and when the girl is Black. That combination, I don't know what it is, but chef's kiss. Like, the girl is always like beautiful and Black, and it just literally brings the guy's level up to here, literally, just by their skin complexion, just by being Black. They automatically, like this.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, and I'm like, us as Black women need to be more open to dating outside of our race. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm one of those that's like, oh my God, I only see myself with a black husband and having black children, all that stuff. But, these men be praising the ground that we walk on. I'm just saying. I have never knew how many white men and, Middle Eastern men that really were attracted to me until I started using dating apps. And let me tell you, they are ready to treat you the way you deserve to be treated, okay? Now, I'm not saying black men can't do that, but I'm saying that we need to be more open to dating outside of our race and meeting some other people that will treat us how we expect to be treated. Don't feel tied to black men, because black men sure the hell ain't tied to us. They date who they want to date, and I feel like we should do the exact same and find out who our Mr. Right is. Of course, with the right intentions, and if you happen to be with a black man that treats you right, that is amazing. Like, I would love that too, but I'm definitely starting to step outside of my regular caliber.
Okay, real quick, y'all. Is the universe saying that I should be dating a white man? So peep this. I just saw a TikTok from Amar White. Now, side note, if you're black and single, you need to be following Amar White because he has all the tips and tricks for dating as a black woman. Anyway, he said on the TikTok that black love is a scam because black women outnumber black men and that they date a lot outside of their race. And so if you have a certain specific set of qualities, you probably should be dating a white man. He said that if you have a septum piercing and big glasses, then white men are probably for you. And I'm like, wait a minute. I have 2 of those qualities and all I date is nignogs. So I'm like, maybe he's onto something, but I love black men, so I just keep it in the back of my mind. Now, I was just in Costco and I saw 2 interracial couples with black women and white men. I'm like, okay, period, shouts out to y'all. Then I look on my phone and it says 555 on the dot. Now, y'all know me. I'm an astrology girly. I'm a numerology girly. If the universe is going to speak, it's going to be through numbers. So I'm like, 555 on my phone and 2 interracial couples? Like, what does this mean? So now I'm thinking, is the universe sending me a sign? I don't want to date a white man, no. I want somebody I can say the N-word with. Ugh.
Yo, I'm gonna be real. One thing about an interracial relationship, if you're not in one, you should mind your fucking business. Cause I think people should be with whoever make them happy. I don't give a fuck if you white and he orange. I don't give a fuck if she purple and you light yellow. Color don't mean shit. People be killing me talking about they don't respect interracial relationships. Really, you shouldn't care. I don't care if a Jamaican lady is with a Puerto Rican dude. I don't care if a white dude is with a black woman. My woman mixed. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. So clearly my kids mixed too. I think people should be with who they want to be with. I don't think it's important for black people to be with black people or white people to be with white people. I think as long as you're compatible, you should go on with your fucking life and be happy with who you with. Y'all be wanting to see people with who y'all want to see them with. That type of opinion wouldn't even come out my mouth. Y'all want people to stay in their race, but you in your own race. And look at the nigga you got.
Of beauty standard.
Black women and white women, they have the same chance of becoming more wealthy or doing better in life until they start dating a black man, because they pull them back down into poverty. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about black men because y'all know I'm married to one, but I made sure he had something going on. I made sure he had money, good credit, nice car, place to live that was in a very nice area, before I agreed to even let him claim me. Do you understand? Even let him take me out. Those were the criteria. Because I'm not wasting my time. Okay? So just think about it. Just really think about it. Real talk. Just think about it. How many guys that you would consider cute, good partner, somebody that you could see yourself with, and black, or, has themselves together? How many of those guys have themselves together? Not a lot. So why are you entertaining them? You gonna help them? You're not gonna help them. They're just gonna drag you down. You're gonna help them. They're gonna drag you down, step on you, and walk. So please, if they don't have anything going for themselves, don't bother with them, okay? Until they know how to have some ambition in life.
5 things you should know before you start dating white men. Number 1, if you guys are done having dinner and you ask him to put the leftovers away in the fridge, they're going to put the pot in the fridge. They do not believe in Tupperware. They're going to put the whole pot with pasta, whatever it is, in that fridge. And then you're going to open your fridge and see a full pot. Can you handle that? Number 2, they rob us of our sayings. I turn around and he's saying, oh, what do I look like, Boo Boo the Fool? What do you know about Boo Boo the Fool? Number 3, suddenly he thinks he needs a bonnet. Why are you wearing my bonnet? Take my bonnet off. You do not need a bonnet. Number 4, they do not believe in lotion. I beg this man, please, please, for the love of God, moisturize your knees and your elbows. You do get ashy. Number 5, they will have you listening to country music. You're going to start it and you're going to love it.
Okay, I know how some of my African American followers hate how I compare my dating experiences with black men versus my dating experiences with white men. Well, this will be another comparison video, so go ahead and keep scrolling or stay and make yourself mad. Anywho, so I just been uploading videos about the new Mr. White Chocolate and how he treated me to dinner last night. And before then, I was talking to an African American man. Like all in the same time frame. I exchanged numbers with this African American man. So we talked online for like a week, and then we exchanged numbers like 3 days ago, which means this man has had access to me for a week and a half. Yesterday, he asked me, what I was doing. The black man asked me what I was doing. And nothing. I was really just chilling because, like I said, my nephew went to his first high school party. So I was really just chilling and waiting until my nephew told me he was ready so I can go pick him up. So I wasn't doing anything. And I just said, like, I'm hungry. I told the black man that I was hungry. And he said, why haven't you eaten? And I just said, I don't know. And then I said, have you eaten? And then he was like, no, shit, I'm hungry too. And I'm like, crickets, mind you, this is a man who has access to me for a week and a half, no date, no nothing, right? So the new Mr. White Chocolate messaged me, and all within 15 minutes of having my number, he sent me money to treat myself to a date. I gave the black man a week and a half, and still nothing. He was hungry. He didn't care. I was hungry, and he didn't care. This other man asked me what I wanted to do, how much it cost. The white man asked me what I wanted to do, how much it cost, and he sent me the bread, y'all. So, yeah, y'all hate my comparison videos, but, all tea, no shade. It be true. And y'all know that. Y'all know that. Of course, I can always say, this is just, my experience. It's the truth. It's just my experience. If y'all experience something different, okay. But I'm going to talk about what I experienced. For a man to have access to you for a week and a half, and that black man is in my same city. He in Kansas City. Versus the white man who treated me to a date night. He's in another state, and he still made it happen. From a whole nother state? Honey. Yeah. I'm going to continue with these comparison videos because somebody got to hear it. Somebody has got to hear of the things that we deal with and why we decide to dip outside of our race. Black men don't make you want to stick with them. And I love black men. I love black men. I sure do. But y'all have got to get it together for real. Y'all will literally beg for a female's time just to waste it. What? No.
I'm seeing so many black...
We're dating white guys. Both my ex-boyfriends in the UK were white. I will tell you the type of white, like liberal white men. Like if you watch Love is Blind UK, Benaya, I was dating Benayas, and dating Benayas was great. They treat you very well compared to my other option, which was not dating at all because the black men in my circles weren't checking for me. They were very much exclusively only dating white women, and they let me know. And to the black men that I did date, some of them had internalized racism. So there was things about my blackness they didn't like. So, for example, I'm not seen as attractive in the UK. Yeah, I'm not, I'm all right, but I led with my personality more because I just didn't think I had the looks, and it was black men telling me that I didn't have the looks. Like some of the worst names I've ever been called ever in my life have been from black British men. So I remember I dated a black guy and he wouldn't like it if I took off my wigs at night to sleep. He wanted me to sleep with my wig on because he didn't like my 4C hair. And I would date like white guys, like liberal white guys that you know, at times when I'm too tired, would take my wig off for me and put it on a wig stand and brush it out. So, yeah, I think that Black British women have decided to just go where we're wanted and where we're adored. And if that's why
99.9% of black girls dating white men is not for love. I will say it again, 99.9% of black girls dating white men, they're not doing it for love. But love might come later if they stay together for a long period of time. But at the beginning, she not go there for love. You think say life not joke?
You can tell if a black woman is married to a white man based on how her hair looks.
This is a super interesting thing to me because there are all kinds of little jokes about black women who are married to white men having like bad wigs. And by bad wigs, I mean you can either tell like it's a cheap wig or like their weave isn't right, like you can see new growth, blah, blah, blah. The thing that has always stood out to me when I was dating, and I dated lots of different ethnicities of men, was that Black men were the only men who made comments about how I should change myself and my look. And the ironic thing is that I have natural hair. I've been keeping my hair braided because I fucked the color and it's like all kinds of fucked up, the color. But when I was natural and I was dating and I would date Black men, so many of them would try and suggest to me gently how I should change my hair and be different. And absolutely every time it was, you should straighten your hair. You would be so much prettier. You know, you'd look more exotic if. And these standards that they had was almost always just, I feel like, for Black women. And Black women have adopted these things because a lot of times what we say is like, it's white supremacy, it's this, that, and that. And of course, a bit of that is that. But whenever I dated non-Black men, I never got comments about how I should change myself, specifically how I would change.
So after hearing all these stories, one thing's clear. Heartbreak doesn't discriminate. Black, white, rich, broke, sweet, or savage. When a breakup hits, it doesn't care what race he was, it's about how he acted. Some women walked away with lessons, others walked away with trauma, but every single one of them walked away stronger. And it's wild how love can go from butterflies to betrayal. How someone who once called you baby can suddenly act like you never existed. But here's the thing. No matter how messy the breakup was, it always shows you something. It shows you who they are. But more importantly, it shows you who you are now. So whether your heartbreak came from a smooth-talking sweet talker or a clean-cut charmer, just know, you survived it. And that's your power. If you've ever had a breakup that made you question everything, drop it in the comments. Or better yet, tell your story. Let it out. Hit that like button if this hit home and subscribe if you're here for the realest conversations on love, loss, and starting over. Because the relationship may have ended, but your story? It's just getting started.